Welcome back to the Freeride Academy, a series in 8 parts where we will try to make you a better skier. Today we will talk about safety, and safety can be divided into 2 sections, either in equipment or in the mind. And we will focus on the mind. And with us today we have Martin Lundberg, experienced mountain guide, who will talk us through his state of mind when you go out into the slopes. And you just want to start off, you wake up in the morning, how is your mindset?
Thank you very much. When I start the day, I start my day with 5 rules or 5 flags. One flag is snowfall during the last 24 hours. Snow that falls needs time to... New snow need time to bind together so they don't collapse. So we have to wait a little bit before I have a snowfall, like 24 hours or even more. Then we have the wind. Wind transports snow even more than the snow is falling, so you can expect a lot of snow on aspects that there is no wind. And the wind can be high up in the mountains. You have to raise your eyes and look up higher up in the mountains to have an idea what's going on. Then we have the third one is rising temperatures. If the temperatures, during rising temperatures, we have a very bigger chance for avalanches coming down. Okay. That's a very, very strong sign. And then number 4 is what I see. This is what I see from my window or when I'm driving to the mountains or even in the mountains. I can see if there has been recent avalanche activity, and I can see if it's what aspect it is and how high, what kind of level it is. And the last one is when I'm walking through into the mountains, I can feel in the snow for whomps sounds or even cracks in the snow, and that gives me also an idea of what kind of avalanche activity we are expecting.
The last 2 points that you're mentioning can also be read about a little bit before you even head out to the slopes in the avalanche forecasts, right?
Yes. One of the important preparations before a day in the mountains is to read the avalanche bulletin or the avalanche forecast. That gives you very good information of what the condition is. It's in Sweden and the rest of Europe you have this 5-grade scale, which 1 is very small avalanche activity and 5 is very big. But don't just read the number, read also the text underneath, where there's actually writing that is same everything, like where you can expect the avalanches, in what kind of aspect, what kind of elevation, and so on and so on. So you get a lot of information for just a few words down there. Yeah. And they also write what they have seen during the day before, according to avalanche activity, and you can get a lot of information from that too. So read the whole bulletin, it's my advice.
Okay. So avalanche forecast checked out online. We have the 5 red flags checked in. You're about to go up in the mountains with your friends. What's the first thing you do before you go into the mountains?
We do a transceiver check. I check everybody in the party, in the group, that the transceiver works and that the transceiver is on. Surprisingly often somebody forget to put on the transceiver, and then you don't have any use for it. So that's a good thing to do even if you're out with friends. Yeah.
And so we're up on the mountains, you're riding. What are you thinking about when you're about to drop into a run with your team or with your crew of friends? Do you ride together, ride one by one? Where do you stop, etc.?
Before we go, we have done all these evaluations and we think this is a good idea to go down here, but we take one extra precaution. That is that if it's a steep couloir or steep line or steep bowl or something, we ski one by one. So we can, and at least one person see the other person go the whole run down and stops on we call it a safe spot. And safe spot can be if you have a big bowl and you have something coming up like a ridge or something. You stop on top of that ridge and everybody in the group goes one by one to that ridge. Okay. Very easy way to be much safer. because of two reasons. We don't push too much pressure on the snow pack, and if we have done everything wrong and we end up in an avalanche, there's only one person that goes down in an avalanche. Exactly. So we are many people that can search, probe and dig for that person.
When you're out on the mountains with your friends, do you ever attempt to do a run which you don't know if it's safe enough to do?
You can definitely be out skiing on a high level of the avalanche scale. Mm-hmm. You need to ski with the group in a smart way. It's more handling the group than just go for it. You know, if you understand what I mean. Yeah, yeah. It's about the angles of the slopes. If we have a very, like we call it, sketchy day, we don't ski slopes that is steeper than 30 degrees. But you are still in avalanche conditions. If you're standing in a slope with 20 degrees and you have a slope above you, 30-35 degrees, and you're standing right here, then you're still in avalanche condition, avalanche terrain. Mm-hmm. So it's important to be very careful and see what you have around you.
What's the common mistakes that you see a lot of people do out in the slopes when it comes to safety?
The most common thing, I would say, is after many days of bad weather, hard winds, snowfall, suddenly in the morning, clear blue sky, no winds. Mm-hmm. Everybody is very eager to pump that powder, and that's when you have the accidents. Next one is following tracks. You believe that the slope is safe just because somebody else skied it, but it doesn't have to be safe. They just maybe they were lucky. Most people that end up in an avalanche think that they are good at knowing avalanches. So that's a very interesting point of view. So if you have done one avalanche course and you think you know this stuff, and then you go out in the mountains and then you can be very dangerous. So you have to know that the more you know, that the less you actually know.
The more you learn, the less you know.
That's a very...
Remember that, if you can. Well, that pretty much sums up this whole safety episode regarding avalanche and your state of mind. And the sum of it all is that have a clear mindset of what you want to do. Don't expose yourself to any unnecessary risks, and try to have a fun day on the mountain regardless of conditions. Don't do anything stupid, do something smart. The more you learn, the less you know.